Throughout the day, my phone's been buzzing with texts and calls from all my close friends and relatives wishing me a happy day. Except for one person. Cash. Which, for the life of me, doesn't make any sense. Cash has never, ever missed a single birthday. If we couldn't see each other in person, he's always called. The birthday calls have been the more frequent mode of celebration in recent years since he lives so far away. But this year, nothing. Dead silence. I'm surprised by how much that stings. Yeah, I can gloss over all my other disappointments and make excuses for everyone else who has let me down today, but knowing that one of my closest friends completely forgot about me this year, on such a special birthday, too, that stings. Right now, I feel anything but special. Want to hear something funny? I ask Cotton Ball and Captain Ginger as I lean a hip against the kitchen counter. Me and Cash made a marriage pact once. It was the night of his brother Davis's wedding to your Aunt Alana. At the wedding reception, the guy I was dating started making out with some random stranger and left me standing there like a total fool. Cash, in an attempt to make me feel better about myself, swooped in to the rescue and promised that if I was still single on this very day, my 30th birthday, he would marry me. I chuckle wryly to myself. It was all just a joke, though. I never actually expected him to just show up here and whisk me off to the altar. Of course not. Cash Westbrook is now the filthy rich CFO of one of the biggest financial firms in Chicago. He's gorgeous. He's brilliant. He has multiple degrees in business and finance from an Ivy League institution and a list of accomplishments a mile long. He's the perfect man who has an unlimited pick from the most beautiful women in the country. Of course, he's forgotten all about a silly promise he made to me 9.5 years ago, and on the off chance he didn't forget, it'd only be something he'd laugh about now, a funny story to tell his picture-perfect future wife someday. I'd like to say I've completely forgotten about that marriage pact too, but since that day, the contract scribbled onto the back of that gas station receipt has been there, dangling in the back of my mind like the lyrics to my favorite childhood song. I take a small sip of my wine. Cash is an incredible person, a bit of a grumpy jerk sometimes, but still an incredible person, and I'm so proud to call him my best friend. But that's all he'll ever be in my life. A dark laugh escapes when I realize I'm having a full-blown conversation with my foster cats, only cementing my own loony future. God, it's true. I'm officially the cat lady. Okay, get yourself together, Megs. The world doesn't owe you anything. You've got to just be grateful for what you have, right? I'm not usually like this. I'm usually optimistic and upbeat. Here's the way I see it. There are two types of people in the world. Those who complain that they can't see the sunshine through the rain clouds, and those who choose to be the sunshine. Usually, I choose to be the sunshine. Usually. At the moment, I'm sort of struggling to wade my way through these rain clouds. Dinner forgotten, I split up my unappealing sandwich and feed that to the cats too. All the while, my phone is never far away. Though I know the day is over and I've been long forgotten, I can't help but hold out hope for a call. Stuffing the last bite of cake into my face, I drift to the darkened front window where sheets of rain fall and distort my view of the neighborhood. My eyes catch on movement at the house across the street. Jasper and his friends are having another party over there. Well, at least somebody's having fun tonight. Cash owns that house. He bought it years ago when my former neighbors left town and put it up for sale. When I questioned why in the world he'd buy a house in Honey Hill when he never plans to move back home, he told me that you could never have too much real estate in your portfolio. Spoken like a true business tycoon. Except now, his freeloading younger brother Jasper is living there, turning the quiet home into his personal Playboy bachelor pad, since Cash rarely comes home anymore. The cats finish their multi-course meal, and we end up snuggling on the couch. I flip on the TV and browse my way to the National Geographic channel. I glance at my phone again. Still nothing. No missed calls, not even a text. It just doesn't make sense. How, after all these years, that he'd forget? Unless he remembers exactly what today is and is freaked out that I'm going to hold him to our silly nuptial contract. Oh my gosh, that's even more embarrassing. Does he really think I'm that pathetic? Now all I want is to dig a hole in my backyard and hide out in it for the rest of my miserable days. A documentary on tropical marine life plays as I distractedly pet the cats and scroll through my favorite clothing sites on my laptop. I promised myself that I'd get my online shopping habit under control. But within a few clicks, I'm handing over my credit card information, and then I'm staring at a confirmation email ensuring me that the quirky t-shirt is on its way to my address to fill the gaping emptiness in my life. Yes, I'm being dramatic, I know. As the cats both purr their contentment, I struggle to accept my single cat lady status. If this is the best part of my whole day, what does that say about my future? Hell, I'm only 30. If I'm around 70 more years, well, I'm not even willing to do the math. That's a lot of cats, and a lot of lonely nights. A sudden strike of lightning and a crack of thunder sends the cats scampering off my lap and fleeing the room, desperate to save themselves. Well, that just confirms how much they care about their foster mom. I might as well turn in for the night and stop the cats from shredding my bedding. But before I make it to the hall, a loud knock on my front door makes me jump. With a frown, I make my way across the living room and cautiously open the door. I gasp. A grumpy-faced Cash Westbrook is standing there, soaked to the bone and out of breath, looking as though he just finished a triathlon in a freaking downpour. His expensive shirt is drenched and plastered to his broad, strong chest. He has an oversized bouquet of balloons, a dripping wet cake box, and a bunch of soggy plastic bags clutched in one of his enclosed fists. My mouth flops open and closed several times as I struggle for what to say. He swipes at the clump of wet hair matted to his forehead. He thrusts his dripping wet offering at me with a scowl. "Happy birthday, Buttercup,"